Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land, and welcome to DC Fans United. So today I'm going to be taking a look at Saban's Go-Go Power Rangers #1, and I'm actually pretty excited to talk about it. But first, I have a quick shout out to my friends over at outrightgeekery.com. They host some of my comic book reviews, and they have lots of comic book reviews from other reviewers as well. So once a week for the last few weeks, I've been doing a comic book review of a non-DC comic, and I think with that I'm just gonna do indie comics. So far I've done 4 reviews for Dynamite Comics. There were 2 Green Hornet reviews and 2 Vampirella reviews, and today I'm gonna be looking at a book from Boom Studios. Alright, and in the description box I will have links to other Mighty Morphin Power Rangers books I have reviewed. I did reviews for the 5 issues of the Justice League Mighty Morphin Power Rangers crossover event that also came out this year. So this issue was written by Ryan Parrott, illustrated by Dan Mora. The colors are by Raul Agula, and the letters are by Ed Dukeshire. The cover is by Dan Mora and Miguel Mercado, and this is the main cover here. That's pretty cool. I like it. I think it's really good, actually. And I like Dan Mora's art throughout this book. I was really impressed with it. And this book has a whole bunch of variant covers. Very many variant covers. Well over a dozen. So I'll be showing some of those near the end of the video. Alright, so starting off on the first page, we pick up right away with a battle. The Power Rangers are able to form, they have smaller robots that are dinosaurs, and in any case they can form those robots into a giant robot, like in Voltron or something like that. And they're fighting this other guy who's a giant monkey in armor. I'm not real up on like the Power Rangers stuff and the characters and whatnot, but so we go to the next page and they have defeated the monkey guy, and it's pretty good. It's a big splash page. It looks nice. And the next page I actually liked a lot because the Power Rangers are outside of the giant robot, and you can see they're sitting and standing on its shoulders and on its head, and that's kind of cool. That's a neat perspective. I've seen these big mech robots lots of times in like anime and manga and stuff, but I don't really remember ever seeing the people outside of it before, so I thought that was cool. And the penciling on the robot's really good. It's really detailed, actually. And they're all talking, and we go to the next page, and so this being an issue 1, they do a good job of introducing each of the characters. So here we have a page where the Red Ranger named Jason is introduced, and the writing on this is actually better than I was expecting too. It's a little bit kind of like a young adult novel the way it's written, and there's a lot of focus on like relationships and stuff, but you know, I have to keep in mind that the audience they're pitching this to is probably like teens and preteens, being the Power Rangers, so that's fine. And the way it's done isn't bad at all. In fact, I was kind of impressed with how the characters act. The male and female interactions are all really mature. Like on this page, for instance, the Blue Ranger and the Yellow Ranger here are talking, and they're just talking, you know. They're both, well, he's 14 and she's 15, but they're friends. They're talking. In fact, she's talking to him about another guy that she likes, and he isn't jealous about it or anything. Like, these kids are the most mature teenagers I've ever, you know, more mature than any I've been around, really. So that's kind of cool. I think they're supposed to be idealized for sure. So on the next page, they get hit with a water balloon, or at least the boy does. They're the 2 nerdy Power Rangers, but they just shrug it off and leave, and they meet up with the other Power Rangers, and this is where it's really idealized too. Like, the cool jock consoles the nerd who was hit with the water balloon and gives him his hat and stuff. I mean, that's cool, they're friends and everything, but you know, that wasn't that wasn't the high school experience I saw. So we go to the next page, and on the moon, the main villain here, named Rita Repulsa, she's got these astronauts captured and held prisoner, and apparently they freed her somehow while they were for exploring. And we go to the next page, and it's just the crew talking, and they're talking about the recent battle they had downtown. And the next page I actually thought was kind of interesting because they're all teenagers, right? So they're talking about how they all have to figure out alibis and excuses for every time they have to disappear to beat Power Rangers. So I thought that was kind of an interesting take, and I'm wondering how they will be able to continually address that. Always having to sneak away when you're 14 is not easy. So we go to the next page. Oh, this is the Pink Ranger, I believe. In any case, she isn't with the group. She's with her boyfriend, and she gets a text and is gonna go back now. And this is another part where it's really mature because she's like, hang on, I have a text, and she sees that it's the other Power Rangers, and she's like, Matt, it's Trini, I'm sorry, and he's just like, say no more, I totally get it, it's okay, and so I thought that was pretty cool. He didn't cry around and be like, you're leaving me behind. So that was pretty mature for a teenage boy. Alright, so then she leaves, and then we pick up with the whole crew. They're back at their base, and they're talking to their AI, and it tells them about the astronauts who are on the moon imprisoned, and he doesn't think they should go, but they decide that they're going to because they're the Power Rangers. So they say it's morphin' time, which is their trademark thing. And we get this cool page. It's a full page splash page, and we see each of them. They have their, I guess they aren't all dinosaurs actually, they're prehistoric creatures. So like Black Ranger's a mastodon, and the Yellow Ranger's a saber-toothed tiger, and the other three are dinosaurs. But that's pretty neat, especially for a young audience. This is really good marketing and branding. You got the colors to match everything, and they each have an animal and a color that identifies them, so that's pretty clever. So they travel to the moon. It looks like they just fly there. I didn't know they could fly. And they find her base, and all of a sudden they get attacked by hundreds of putties, it looks like. And that's a cool panel where they're fighting there. And they fight their way in. The Red Ranger Jason stays behind to fight the putties, and they encounter the monkey guy again. And there's this really corny joke where the Black Ranger says, well, if it isn't Brass Monkey. And I was thinking, really, Brass Monkey? I wonder if that's a reference to that old Beastie Boys song. And on the very next panel, he says, not today, Beastie Boy. So that eliminated any question of whether that was a reference to a 31-year-old song or not. So I wonder if the kids, the 12-year-olds out there reading this got that, but it's probably in there for people who are my age who, remember when that really corny Power Rangers TV show was on. And to be honest, this comic book is a lot better than anything I saw on that TV show. So the Blue Ranger steps up and takes down the Brass Monkey, which is a big thing because he's kind of the nerdy guy. And we go to the next page, and the Red Ranger gets into a confrontation with Rita. She blasts him through a wall with her lightning, but he isn't killed, because it's Power Rangers, and he's okay. And then the whole team is confronted by her whole crew, and I really liked this page. I thought it looked quite nice. You got all the baddies there together, and again, it's really well drawn. And I forgot to mention the backgrounds throughout this book are really quite good. So we go to the next page, and it's just a promo page, but it's really cool. This is actually one of the variant covers, but with text over it. And then there's another promo page here with some more backstory, and it is information about the writer and the artists. That's cool. And yeah, it was a really good book overall. It was actually pretty long too. Often books these days are like 19 pages, only 19 pages when you take out all the ads and stuff. And this one was 22 actual, main pages, and then these two ad pages that are, well, not really ads, but the Power Ranger related pages. Alright, and then this book had a whole slew of variant covers, just a crazy amount. There are 10 of these covers called selfie covers, I think, and locker covers. So there's one of each where it's each of the Rangers, and they have kind of this weird profile picture of them, but it has the top of their face cut off, so I didn't really like those. And then it has a locker ones where you're looking out from their locker at them. And they have one for each of the Rangers, so that's 10 variant covers just with those. And then there's a number of other ones. Like there's this one where they're playing actually dodgeball, and I thought that was kind of cool. That's very, high school kind of thing. And then this is another variant cover where they're all fighting putties. I thought that was quite good. And there's just tons of them. There's 2 here that are for the San Diego Comic Con. These 2. I like this one with the black pink ranger on the front. And then another one here. So yeah, there were more I couldn't even find. There was a special cover for the Honolulu Comic Con and a number of others. So I guess it's a big deal, making lots and lots of variant covers. So that is all for now. I would give this book 4 out of 5. Actually 4.5 out of 5 stars. It was really good, and I was actually surprised by how good it was. I've never been big on the Power Rangers or anything, and I would, definitely recommend it if you're a fan of the Power Rangers, or if you want to get a good, really wholesome, decent, well-drawn, good, well-written book for your son or daughter. Alright, that's all for now, and as always, thank you for watching and being a part of DC Fans United. You make it. You make this channel exist. If there wasn't anyone watching, I wouldn't make these videos. Alright, that's all for now, and as always, thank you so much.
End of line.